So guys, reaching that first $100,000 is one of the toughest milestones you'll have to work toward in your investing journey. You know, as Charlie Munger said, it's a B, but you've got to do it. And I have yet to hit the six-figure mark in my portfolio, but I will say it's been a really good year. I'm getting closer by the day, and I'm approaching it a lot faster than I thought I would. In fact, at this rate, I could hit $100,000 in the portfolio sometime next year, and I'm actually making it my main quest to make that happen. And in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how I plan to get there by the end of next year. I think we're going to hit it long before that. But anyway, I'll show you where the portfolio is at now, how much I'm contributing to the portfolio every single week, and I'll get into some of the stocks I plan to buy as I close the gap between here and 100K. But real quick, before we get into all of that, I want to hear from you. Leave me a comment below and let me know what's your portfolio currently valued at and how long have you been investing for? I'd be curious to hear. Now guys, I remember when I first started investing, I felt like $100,000 was totally out of reach. In my mind, it was such a large number. I'd never had that amount of money before. I never made that amount of money before. So the thought of working towards saving up six figures in my portfolio seemed like just such an arduous task. With that said though, I knew that reaching a point where I had that amount of money saved up in my portfolio was going to be an inevitable thing as long as I just stayed consistent, kept contributing to my portfolio, and most importantly, stayed patient because I knew it was going to take likely a number of years. But anyway, I knew it was bound to happen at some point. And that's just kind of how these things work. It's not really a matter of if, it's a matter of when. Now, exactly when it would happen, I had no idea. I was thinking maybe that first 100K would take me like a decade or something like that. But I've got to say, I haven't even been investing for 5 years yet. And that first $100,000 is well within my sights. And I've come a long way since I first got into this stuff. I was about 25 or 26 years old when I started taking investing seriously. And when I started posting videos here on YouTube back in October 2020, October 15th, 2020, by the way, basically 4 years to the date, I already had about $15,000 saved up. And if we take a look at my portfolio today over here on my dividend portfolio tracking spreadsheet, which you can start using for free, there is a link to download this spreadsheet in the description of the video. But here we can see that the portfolio is currently valued at about $83,700. And today is a really good day, guys. I'm up about $700 for the day. Love to see that. And like I said earlier, it's been a really good year so far. If we scroll down looking at the portfolio value, we can see that we came into 2024 with a value of just about $60,000. And so just here in 2024, we've added over $20,000 in value to this portfolio, which is fantastic. Some really strong progress. This might actually be my best year so far. But anyway, as far as the dividend income goes, if we scroll back up over here, we can see that I'm currently bringing in almost $3,000 of projected annual dividend income, which breaks down to almost $250 every single month on average. And just like what we saw with the portfolio value, my dividend income growth here in 2024 has also been tremendous. I came into the year with a projected annual dividend income of $2,473, which means that just this year I've added almost $500 of projected annual income to that, and I think we'll be at $3,000 in projected income by the end of the year for sure. I mean, we're only about $40 away, and I'm pretty confident that we can hit it. I can't see any reason why we wouldn't. And like I said, guys, even though I'm not at 100K just yet, reaching this point in the portfolio still happened a lot faster than I thought it would. Truth be told, I'm nobody special. I didn't come into this with a whole lot of experience. I pretty much started from scratch. I was a blank slate, and I didn't have any sort of background in finance. I'm just a regular dude who one day decided to start investing and just hasn't stopped. And if anything, I know I don't have the largest portfolio, but still, I hope this serves as a little bit of motivation to get started and keep going, because truly, if I can do this stuff, then really anybody can. And it grows a lot faster than you think. But anyway, that's where the portfolio is at right now, guys. And I actually just increased my weekly contributions as well. Not by much, but with all of the house stuff behind me, I just bumped it up another $20 per week, taking my weekly contributions from $230 to $250. Breaking that down a little more, $120 of that is going into my taxable account, whereas before it was only $100 per week, and then the other $130 is going into my Roth IRA. Now in my Roth IRA, that $130 is divvied up between SCHD and VU. I just dollar cost average into both of these every week. And then over here in my taxable account, it varies. This is where all of my individual positions are, and as of late, I've been directing all of my contributions and all of my reinvested dividends into this company here, which is called Clear Secure, ticker symbol U. Now, I just did a full video completely covering this company and why I decided to invest in it, and if you want to check it out, I'll have that video linked in the pinned comment. But anyway, as the newest addition to my portfolio, Clear is not a large position, so I'll be working on building this up. I want to get it to at least 100 shares shares, and I picked up a few more today right before I started recording this. Right now I'm up to 33, so I'm about a third of the way there. And so far this position has done really well for me just in the few weeks that I've owned it. It's already up almost 8%. But with that, the stock has been pretty swingy lately, so it wouldn't surprise me to see it pull back some, in which case I would be totally fine because, like I said, I'm still swooping up some shares of this bad boy, so I would prefer to pick up those shares at a cheaper price if I can get it. But anyway, in addition to Clear Secure here, another company that I would still love to add more to is Visa right here. And right now I have 23.74 shares of Visa at an average cost of $269.36, so I'm seeing a slight gain so far. It looks like on a total return basis, I'm up 4.75%, and this is one of my largest positions. Actually, behind Starbucks, it is my second largest position, which is by design. My ultimate goal is to make Visa my largest individual stock position, and even though it's getting close to being 10% of the portfolio, I would be totally fine with this becoming 12 to 15%. So once I'm done with Clear Secure, if I have some extra spare cash, I'll likely throw some more money into this bad boy as I pursue a 100K portfolio. Now, having said all of that, guys, I want to take a look at a few scenarios to show you what this portfolio could look like this time next year. And to do this, we are going to be using the marketbeat.com dividend calculator, which is a very handy and free tool that you can use to forecast the growth of your portfolio. And as we can see over here, I've input all of my portfolio statistics. We've got the starting principal right here. We've got my portfolio starting dividend yield, 3.54%. We've got my overall dividend growth rate, 8.5%. And for the sake of simplicity, in this first example, we're also going to use the same share price appreciation as we have here for the dividend growth. And also for my annual contributions, I'm using $13,000, which equates to $250 invested every single week. And now, guys, looking at the results, if we fast forward 1 year into the future, my portfolio value in October 2025 should be at about $106,400. So basically, if we see, an 8.5% share price return in the next 12 months, then we'll definitely be at that $100,000 mark and then some. Based on this, we could be there maybe by like June or July of next year even. Now, moving on to the next example, it's been a really good year in my portfolio so far. I'm up a lot more than that 8.53% that we just saw a moment ago. My portfolio is actually up 18.8% according to Snowball Analytics. And hypothetically, if I see similar returns over the next 12 months as I have so far here in 2024, really solid returns, then my new portfolio balance by October of next year should be about $115,000. So we will definitely surpass the mark, guys. In fact, at this rate of growth, I could probably hit that 100K maybe by March or April, maybe just a little bit after that, maybe May. So that would be really cool. But in reality, as you guys know, there's no predicting what the stock market is going to do. In the same way that it went up 18.8% so far year to date, next year it could just as easily go down by the same amount, or we could see substantially worse returns than I have so far this year. And crunching some of the numbers here, really the only way I won't hit $100,000 in 2025 is if my portfolio sees less than about a 2% return in these next 12 months. And looking at the results still, even with a 2% share price appreciation in the next 12 months, by October of next year, I'll still be at over $100,000. So there's really not a huge hurdle rate to get to the six-figure mark in the next 12 months, or really in the next, 14 months if we're talking by the end of 2025. But still, like I said, anything could happen. The market could just as easily go down. And if that were to happen and my portfolio sees some losses next year, then yeah, that will definitely keep me from reaching $100,000 in the portfolio. But no matter what happens, I'm still very proud of the progress I've made so far. Over the last 4 years now, you guys have watched me build this portfolio brick by brick by brick. And it hasn't always been the fastest growth, but then again, it's not really supposed to. Unless you somehow come into a large lump sum of money, building lasting wealth through dividend investing takes a very long time. You do it step by step. You do it brick by brick, and it happens in different stages. In my own brief investing experience, over these last handful of years, I found that there are 5 levels of dividend investing that every investor goes through. And that's what I'm telling you about in this next video right over here. In this video, we're going to go through each of these 5 levels and break them down one by one. So click right over here to check that out, and I'll see you in the next one.